And we're back to the Your Petty Friend podcast. We have a very familiar face back. It's Nicolette.
Hi.
Nicolette took a little hiatus.
I did.
But she's back. I think there was a lot going on. And that's
There's
okay.
a lot.
And I totally understand.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm back.
I know. She texted me last Sunday.
Yeah.
Or that you wanted to film last Sunday, but then Alexa was here.
And then it didn't
we had to
really
push it
work
back.
out.
And then it was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then, so here we are now.
Yeah.
Back in action. How are you? How's everything going?
Good.
Yeah.
I think I didn't just take like a break from this. I took a break from pretty much all social media to some extent from like the course of, I don't know, November to, I want to say February, March.
Yeah.
I started like posting on TikTok because I think.
Yeah, she had a viral video about lemon trees.
Yeah.
Are we going to get more of that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten so many questions about lemon trees and now I feel like some sort of weird expert on
but
it.
Then you got like backlash for it. Some people, which I don't understand. It's a fucking lemon tree, people.
Well, I was very sarcastic about it. It's a very like fruitful lemon tree, which is great. It gives me a lot of lemons, but after a while, it gets really annoying
because you can't keep up with how many they're producing.
Yeah, and it's like they fall to the ground, or they get moldy, or like animals get them, or whatever. So I'm constantly picking them and giving them out.
Okay.
And so
it's like community service.
Yeah. So it's a great problem to have, and that's the tone that I had for it, like kind of like ungrateful but also sarcastic but also grateful at the same time.
An abundance of lemons is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. It can get annoying, and that's sort of like the backlash that I got. I also used soap to wash them.
What's wrong with that?
Apparently a lot of people have a problem with that.
Like dial soap?
Yeah.
Well, they're covered in dirt.
Yeah. Well, I use I clean them to give them away because people like clean fruit. And sometimes I'll use just water and vinegar, which is what you're supposed to use. But sometimes I use soap because they're really dirty. Like
you're like, they're covered in dirt.
They're covered in dirt and people are used to getting clean fruit. Anyway, this entire conversation is like my entire comment section.
I went, yeah. You sent me the clip. You're like, I went viral, and I was like, I have to see this. And the comments is where you lose me a little, like just in terms of social media.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, she's literally posting. It was a post about your lemon tree. And harvesting lemons. Mm-hmm. And like, I love even the word harvesting. I'm like, you're picking fucking lemons from your tree. Okay. Right. It's your tree. It's your property. Like, you can do whatever you want. If you wanted to burn this thing to the ground, that's your right.
Right.
And we're so in an uproar.
Yeah. So
about
opinionated.
Washing lemons, which like personally, if you were to give me lemons and you wash them with dial soap, that's fine with me.
Right.
I don't want like...
Most people don't care.
Right. Yeah. How they get cleaned as long as it's clean. You're also not eating the outside of the fucking lemon, people. Okay?
And then if you are, you're going to clean it with soap. Or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to eat the dirt. So a lot of people were very opinionated about that. And I was just sort of like... At first, I was keeping up with the comments. And then after a while, I'm like, this is...
dumb.
This is too much.
There's no good left in the world at this point. We're all just looking for things to be upset about.
That video is at like, I don't know, 2,300 comments at this point.
Fierce.
And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
You're like, I'm lost. I'm letting this go.
It's like
you got to move on to like an orange tree or like a peach tree or an avocado tree or something.
It's at like 2 million views. I have a bunch of people in my DMs asking me for lemons and offering me money as like pay pigs. It's like such a weird thing to have.
I'm gonna need you to go into that a little bit more.
Just a lot of people, a lot of older men
that want to pay you,
that are just like, do you want like a sugar daddy? All you have to do is like be my friend type of thing. And I've never seen this before because I'm on social media, but I make content and someone else posts it. So I never see like the comment section.
You
DMs.
haven't accepted those offers yet?
No. I mean,
okay, hold on. So
I know I need work and I know I need money, but I feel so weird about it.
I'm like, okay, so when are you gonna accept these these
Do you want?
these generous offers that are coming your way.
I might just like give you my Cash App and have you talk to them.
Okay.
Do you want to do that for
Yeah.
me? Okay. Because I can't do it.
This is called a manager.
Yeah. I just like this feels so gross and weird, and I don't want to do it. And I also am like scared. I'm like, what?
Well, you're never gonna meet them in person.
No, I know, but
you
I
have
think
layers of protection and FDIC invest like
Yeah,
insurance
sure.
on banks.
Sure. I think I'm just like it's just such a weird thing that I've never, I when it comes to TikTok in particular, it's just me posting whatever the heck comes to my brain.
Yeah, I wonder what it was about the lemons.
I don't know.
But like, good for you for
sure.
striking gold when.
Yeah, but now I don't know what to do.
You're
with
like
it.
the bee lady, but with lemons. Maybe
Yeah.
you should stick to the lemons.
Lemons, okay.
Lemon bars, lemon meringue pie.
Yeah.
Lemon soap.
Lemon soap, yeah, probably I should do that.
Lemonade.
Yeah. Just I've made like a
lemon candles. Go on.
I've made like a list of recipes that have lemons that I like that I've made in the past.
Okay.
And I've made like cooking videos in the past but never took it seriously. Again, TikTok was never something for me to like take seriously. It's just like a weird outlet for me.
Maybe that's the maybe
Maybe
why.
that's the beauty of it.
It's like
I guess
you could do whatever you want. And
Yeah.
did you monetize that video? Did you think about that?
I
don't know how that works.
yet.
I don't know how that works.
So I have
You have to
okay.
hit
So before that video, I had 160 followers, which is nothing on TikTok, and now it's up to like 4,500.
It's time, baby.
Well,
okay.
it's like
come on, man.
I'm on like I can make ads and promote products and get like the shop link. I haven't done that yet. And then there's
Nicolette.
And then if you get like 10,000 followers, that's when you start making money on the videos.
You're so close to it, though.
I know, but I'm like,
let's get the lemons
so
ready.
Weird.
Let's get the lemons. What do you mean? That's amazing.
No, it's great. I think I just never expected it, and then I'm just letting it go, and I'm just like, this is crazy. And I think the part that makes it so funny is like how, like the negative comments that people have over lemon trees.
Well, people have comments about everything,
No,
even
I guess.
things that
but everything
are
is
so
engagement.
wholesome, right? But yeah, I guess that is true.
But there was this one guy who was like, in all caps, was like, "Don't wash your lemons with soap." And then I just replied, "I'll do whatever I want, thanks." Like
you were exhausted, but you were like, "I can't."
I'm just like,
I can't
off.
fight this good fight anymore. Like I will do whatever the fuck I want with my fucking lemons.
But it's just like. It's like older white men that do comments like that.
Sure.
I feel.
That's
I looked at his profile.
so shocking.
It was like some 50-year-old man from like Wyoming or something, and I'm just like.
We respect you, 50-year-old man from Wyoming.
We
Thank
do,
you so much for the comment.
Thank you for the comment. But
watch
like,
this.
Fuck off.
Watch this. We love your comments. We would love your comments over here.
Yeah.
I have all day to argue with the comments.
You're better at that than I am.
I've
never had like a comment section like that on one of my videos in
like
particular.
Brawling with each other. I love that. It's like watching a street fight on your phone.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's a lot of people that defend me or just like, what's wrong with having clean lemons? Like
you're like, did I miss something?
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was you couldn't wash your lemons with dial soap or just with I don't know, hand soap or whatever.
Yeah,
because like think about it, you wash your dishes with dish soap. Yeah. And then you eat everything off those fucking dishes.
I like clean lemons.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what difference does it make?
It's like it's just. I made this joke that like you buy organic produce just so that you can wash the dirt yourself off of the organic produce. Like.
I watched an Instagram reel about this like nutritionist being like, yeah, or USDA organic is not that much better.
Shit,
yeah, it's like kind of a scam.
And then you can grow your own food, but if you use synthetic soils, so Miracle-Gro is like a synthetic soil,
then it's not organic anymore.
It's not organic anymore.
Yeah, so where do you get dirt from?
You get organic dirt.
From where?
From Home Depot.
Okay.
And then I was gonna I have all these content ideas for around gardening in particular, and I think
you should keep at it.
I think I should just keep going,
yeah.
And I think the reason why it's so easy for me to talk about is just something that was like. It's like in my blood.
It's your flow state.
Yeah.
Your creativity medium without. Yeah. It's just like you're doing what you know how to do.
Yeah.
And people seem to enjoy that. You also have a really calm, soothing voice.
I know. Well, I've been told that a lot, that
Yeah.
my monotone voice and the way I crack jokes is pretty funny. Just because I keep
Daria.
it very,
Yeah.
I keep it very like
Sick, sad
even
world.
tone.
Yeah.
Even tone, and then I do that when I write those scripts, because I do take some time to write out what I'm gonna say, and then I write it out, and then I read it over with a voiceover. So the way that I write is the way that I talk, but it's in a much more organized kind of way.
I think you need to dive deeper into this.
Yeah.
You need to really like focus on this this niche.
Well, what's funny is that like I made that video after I had just trimmed it, pruned the shit out of that tree. And so even though all these people were asking for lemons, I like didn't have any anymore because I had already given them away.
Okay.
So I've collected like all of the seeds that I can since then, and I'm starting to like I planted like
you're gonna have
a
more
bunch
lemon
of
trees?
Yeah, a bunch to sell. But I planted a bunch to...
Oh, trees to sell.
Yeah.
Not just lemons. Like you're gonna grow the lemon tree and then like, okay.
Because
also, there you go.
Yeah, because I'm just like, well, if all these people want... Because I've been asked for sticks from the tree so that they can graft it to their own tree.
Sure.
I've been asked for seeds. I obviously asked for lemons, but I don't have enough lemons to give out.
Lemon lady on TikTok.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think there is one, and if there is, make space because we have a new bitch on the
okay.
on the dock. Okay.
And then everybody has this. There was a bunch of people with the exact same comment: "When life gives you lemons," or "Life really gave you lemons," type of thing. And it was just
which
like,
we like. That's great.
Yeah, we love that too. So I'm just like, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna call the cookbook. I guess I don't know.
What life gave me lemons?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I think it's kind of like, it's this perfect little analogy to how I feel about my life right now. Too, okay. I feel like I think my career hasn't really gone the way I had hoped.
Okay.
And it's
I don't
so
think anybody's
difficult.
has, but
yeah,
sure, I think yeah.
Yeah, it's so difficult to like find work in my profession right now.
Then
and that became
TikTok.
No, I know. I think I'm just a little like, I guess this is what I'm going to do next. It kind of came by surprise, I guess.
Yeah, no, fully. I'm sure as it does for everybody, but like, ride this wave.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm
going to. I just haven't.
Much as you absolutely can.
I've done like 2 videos since that video. And I've collected people's information. So I made this Google form, and I have people who are really interested in my DMs. I'm just like, fill out this Google form. I'll get back to you when I can.
Right.
And it has like 75 responses now.
The Google form?
Yeah.
Of what are you asking?
I'm just asking, like, if you're interested in anything that, like, twigs, lemons,
like a pre-entry order form?
Kind of, yeah.
Smart.
So I have all these people's emails now. And so I kind of have like an email newsletter now.
About lemons.
If I could turn it into that. I just have their information now. It's like people willingly filling out my...
It's like your own
form.
MailChimp.
Yeah, it is. I just didn't necessarily build it that way.
I think you really need to lean into this. It's waiting for you, babes.
I guess.
It is waiting. It is waiting. It is quite literally ripe for the taking. And you should absolutely do this. That video did so well.
No, I know. It's crazy. I'm just like, this is so odd. But
no,
right.
in regards to posting on social media.
Okay.
I posted...
Ooh, yeah, video. That's the picture.
A photo of Thomas and I.
I saw that.
In bed.
Mm-hmm.
He was sleeping.
Yeah.
So peacefully.
Uh-huh. The comment was.
And the comment, and I try to make it as small as I can.
Yeah, but people are gonna read it.
People are gonna zoom in. And I thought I was trying to be cute and playful.
Uh-huh.
And it was the eggplant emoji, and it said, the eggplant is so good, I put him in a coma, with a little face like this. I thought I was just trying to be cute, and I ran it by him before I posted it. I was like, this is what I want to say, and he was like, that's cute, post it. the amount of messages and responses that got more than anything I've ever posted in my entire lifetime of having an Instagram. And a lot of it was like, Kevin, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, I just thought it was so cute. And like he was sleeping.
Like, no,
like,
I saw it and I'm like, you have your boss on here. Like
I don't. I don't, thank God. I thought about it too, but I was like, my mom didn't say anything, thankfully. I'm sure she wanted to. So many people were just like, LOL, so funny. Oh my God, I can't believe you posted this. Kevin, what the fuck are you doing? And not only that, I lost a good amount of followers because of that, which is funny to me because I'm like, maybe that was a little on the line. I think for me anyway. But I definitely stand by it. It was funny, and it made me giggle, and we looked cute.
It looks very cute.
I posted a picture. I'm trying to get better about being what's the word? Considerate of Thomas when I post things and the captions that I use, because now I'm in a relationship. I'm not a single man, so I can't exactly say some hood rat shit because then he gets, he gets offended because like we are together in like a committed closed relationship. Last weekend I posted a photo in this outfit, funny enough, in the mirror that we have in my building in the hallway by the elevator, and it was a really cute photo, and it was clear that I was like going somewhere, right? And I wanted the caption to be places to go, hoochies to see, right? And I told him what the caption, what I wanted to put, like, and put it in the photo really tiny, like I did the one that we were talking about. And we love Thomas because he's very sweet and innocent. And I told him the caption, and he was like, if that was me, like, I wouldn't post that. But if that's what you want to do, go for it. And it was like, would you be mad if I posted that? And like, it was like something similar of, if it was me, I wouldn't do it. But you do what you think is right.
Right. You do.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to take that as don't use that caption. So I just posted it without anything. And that was fine.
Yeah.
So then that's why the photo of us in bed, I felt like it was fine because he gave his approval. Does that make sense? So then I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll post it. And then I think, I don't know how this works, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the better it does, the more people see it. Yeah. So there's definitely people who never look at my Instagram story who saw that one. Yeah. And so I was like, oh shit. There's people that didn't have to see this one, but I stand by it.
Yeah. I mean,
it was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah. We looked great. I looked great.
Yeah.
I mean, he was sleeping.
I've been a lot more off social media lately.
Yeah.
But
I don't really post. And see, when we were younger, posting wasn't even a second thought. You would just post shit.
And then just
now, Nicolette, I literally posted that last night, and I like literally put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I was terrified. Yeah. And I left it that way until I woke up, and there were like 40 to 50 messages on that waiting for me. And I was like, see, this is why. Because I have anxiety. I get scared. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, run. But I'm like, you can't run because it's literally your fucking phone. But, no, it's cute.
Yeah.
We're going to have to add that in here so people can live on for infamy.
Your little...
I thought it was funny. I was just trying to be, I was just trying to crack a joke.
I mean, I was like...
With a little bit of,
Yeah. It was like... It was kind of...
Like, just enough.
Yeah, it was like kind of... It wasn't so bad. No, it wasn't bad. It was just surprising, I guess. Different.
For me.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I normally am not that way at all.
Interesting.
Like, judgment, that Catholic judgment. Okay. But you posted, you made a really cute post that I saw. I liked it.
Yeah, so it was my girlfriend's birthday on Tuesday, and I hadn't really posted about her on
Socials.
Not because I've kind of talked about this before. I don't really post who I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But we've been together for like 6 months now.
It's quite serious.
And it's quite serious.
And like real.
And real.
Yeah.
And I've come out to my family in various different ways, I guess. It's not like a surprise or like a secret anymore at this point, but I've never posted someone that I was seeing, and it was her birthday, and I just felt like, okay, this is what I'm doing. So I had photos in there since back in December.
Yeah.
Because there was like
because it was like a carousel.
Yeah, it was like Christmas lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just some of the things that we do together. We go to like Disneyland and we go to the driving range and golf and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, pictures with our dogs. We have 3 dogs between the 2 of us.
Right.
So
and a cute
really
caption.
Nice. Yeah.
A very sweet, sentimental.
Like, happy birthday, Hermosa. Love this life that we're living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just left it at that. So yeah, that was a big thing for me.
It was a big moment.
Yeah, it was a big moment. And
how was it received? Not that you should care. That's the whole point.
The whole point is like to just, you know, this is who I am and this is what it is, and if you
this is who I'm with, and
this is who I'm with, and
you guys are very cute. It was a very cute post and a very sweet caption, and you guys look cute together. They're cute photos. And you should post them more. Maybe not.
I'm going
maybe,
to.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I
mean, we went
as someone who doesn't post, I'm like, you should post.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't post anything, and then an after sex photo.
Well, yeah.
See what I mean? Right?
Hi.
This is like everyone. Yeah, this is like everyone's same reaction that saw it. Is like, Kevin, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, I'm just having fun with these fucking photos. And I always take photos of him sleeping. I don't know what that means.
You're just like the way he sleeps, I guess.
He's so angelic. He looks like a little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a huge compliment to be able to sleep in front of someone, I guess.
Passed out, girl.
Yeah.
I wore him out. Okay. He's going to watch this.
I still haven't met him, but I really need to.
You haven't?
Yeah.
He was just here earlier.
Okay.
You know what's funny? Ugh, here we go again. We went to brunch at Delaterra, which is where Janina and I go to brunch a lot. And I pick up my meal preps from Jake on Sundays. Today's Sunday. And so brunch was at 12:30. Oh my God, excuse me. Lunch was at 12:30 at Delaterra. Jake texted me, was like, hey, is there any way, because I normally pick up my meals from him at night, like 6, 7 o'clock. And he was like, hey, is there any way you can pick up your meals from like 12:30 to 2:30? Because I'm picking up my he has a new boyfriend, his boyfriend at the airport, who just flew back in at 3. And so I was like, in my head, I was like, well, fuck. Brunch is at 12:30. Nicolette's coming at 2. How the fuck am I going to make this work? And then he was like, okay, I'm going to meet you at the restaurant at Delaterra and just give them to you. And I was like, that's perfect. So then so many pieces of the story. Thomas uses the grills, like the cooking grills by my pool, to then make his meal preps for the week. So we go to Delaterra, 12:30. I call Jake 20 minutes before we're done. And he was like, actually, I'm running a little late. I'll just drop them off at your apartment. So then I was like, that's perfect because I don't have to go anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Thomas and I come back. Thomas goes down to the pool to grill his like chicken and other things that he's eating for the week for his meal preps. Jake comes up to my apartment, drops my meal preps off. I talk to him for like 10, 15 minutes. He leaves. Thomas comes back up. I'm just like, this is life. And then Nicolette comes here. Yeah, like this is literally, and like none of you saw each other. Yeah. And I'm like, well, this is like rotation of somebody should say hi to somebody at some point other than me. But Jake We should get him back on here.
Yeah.
Jake has a new man.
Yeah.
We love that for him.
We love that.
That he like adores, and we just so happy for him. And his meal prep business is doing really great. You're welcome, Jake, for literally all the clients I send your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I kind of talked to him about that too. I mean, this is before the lemon tree video.
No, you need to.
But
full on. Ooh, you need to go lemon tree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it. I picked up some work too. What's funny is that I made that video when I was feeling very anxious about like not being able to pick up work, and then
but like
that video
the universe.
went off. Yeah,
that's the universe telling you this is what you need to do.
Yeah, and then then I started picking up work. I got a new client that I'm really excited about.
That's cool.
So
and congratulations.
Yeah.
That's always a good feeling.
Working with like an old client too that I've worked with for years.
I lost followers.
Yeah, you lost followers.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But it happens.
No, I'm not mad about it.
It was like probably ex guys, I guess. Yeah. We don't need them anymore.
I know. I was like, it's people that should have stopped following me a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And now that it's
Posted
very
that.
clear
Yeah.
that we're no longer available. It was like, sayonara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing to lose
Not
followers.
at all. Not at all.
So yeah, we'll see where that goes.
The clients or the lemons or both?
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think things are changing. I'm definitely in this transition period right now. I think the house rented it out for Coachella, which was good.
Yeah.
I didn't rent it out for Stagecoach.
Okay.
Which is not necessarily surprising. That one for me is like either hit or miss. It's not rented out right now, but I think my inclination with that is to do like a normal lease or to sell it. So.
Okay, well, before you sell it, let me know so we can go use it again.
Yeah, I mean.
Can we use it this summer?
Yeah, if we still have it and it's not rented, then yeah, it's available right now.
You mean like soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
But then, will you make your money back? You will, if you were to sell it, or no?
And
I don't know how it works.
Not as much as I would have liked.
Sure.
I think we're probably gonna break even, which is.
Better than losing.
Yeah.
Right, especially right now with
everything.
The economy, everything is so expensive. Gas is $5 a gallon. It really pissed me off this morning.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to talk too much about politics, but I get a lot of Canadians that rent out the house during the winter months.
Because
that's where, like, the snowbirds are. It's, like, people who have retired who want to go to a warm place during winter.
But it gets cold. No?
Yeah, it does, but it's not
as
snowing.
cold as right. I see.
It's like
sure.
It's people from like
the snow.
Their snowbirds
are fine with 50 degrees is okay.
Yeah. It's really nice out there. It's like it gets cold at night, but for the most part the days are
warm or hot
60 late 60s, early 70s type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
And we talk about your house so much.
I know.
Like I love that house. It'll be sad to see it go.
Yeah. But I think it's just
I get it though, to kind of like release.
It's not necessarily doing what I want it to do,
sure.
I guess.
You need to plant some lemon trees in that bitch.
Yeah.
And get the fucking party going, okay?
It had a lemon tree before, but it was too tall and there was like rats getting into the attic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
so
not cute.
we had to cut the lemon tree. That was really upsetting. But my lemon tree is really, really short, so I would just kind of prune it the same way. We keep it short. We just keep it short.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it to get tall like that. But anyway, so like, it's just not. It's like it's hard to say. I think I jumped on like the Airbnb train a little bit too late.
Well, because then Airbnb changed.
Yeah, and I think Airbnb as a company is not what it used to be.
Sure.
It's not like it's not very host friendly anymore.
Which is dumb.
I say that with so much conviction because they have been so difficult to work with when they used to be a lot better.
something happened.
Yeah.
They must be losing money. It's for some. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, people aren't like.
They're also people aren't traveling as much.
People aren't traveling as much. They're not making as much money. I'm sure that they let go of a bunch of staff the way like every other tech company has.
Yeah.
And they're just not the company that they used to be. And I think if they were a better company, I wouldn't feel this way. But it's like
you're now at a point where it's
I'm
obvious.
at the point where I'm just like, this is not going in the direction that I need it to go in order for this to be a profitable and successful business. So trying to figure out what to do with that right now.
It's sad.
I'm sad.
That is sad. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because it'll relieve you of like...
It's
I know that's a big burden. That's probably the biggest burden I would say on you constantly.
Yeah.
Is that house.
Yeah. And it wasn't supposed to be this much of a burden.
No. I remember the pool party that I had when you... Remember that?
Huh?
The pool party that I threw, I think when you were like in escrow.
Oh, yeah.
And... I think you made it 3 feet into the pool and just started crying about it. And I was like, oh shit.
I mean, it's
it's stressful.
To buy a house, to be like financially responsible for that.
Is a lot.
It's a lot. And I don't necessarily feel like it's been good at times. I've been really, really proud of it. And then other times it's been really hard.
Yeah. But it's okay to like, there'll be other houses. There's always a house. But the good thing is you can walk out.
Semi-okay.
You know what? Yeah. Semi-okay, but like at least you're not losing money.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure where it's going to go at this point. The market is just kind of volatile. The houses are out in that area are pretty much staying the same. But
they're not increasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
I feel like with the decline of Coachella over there.
That is a factor.
Coachella is not as... I don't know. I talked about this with Alexa when we were in our early 20s. And if you look back, if you Google those old lineups, those lineups were star-packed. They were like the ultimate of the ultimate, I think, of Coachella will ever be. Like you had your Calvins, like just Calvin Harris, Swedish House Mafia, Cascade, like you had all these massive, 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 and of course like all the other throwback, like Pearl Jam and blah, 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 headlining, but it was just... It catered to so many different types of people, but all heavy hitters is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Now you look at the lineup, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
And well, I think it's a couple different things. Nobody has money right now.
Yeah,
people. I mean,
everything is so expensive. Yeah, it's expensive to wake up in the morning, right, and be alive. And I what I struggle with. I talk to my sister Deanna, who's a doctor, a lot about this. Is like it's stressful to just be because you constantly feel like you can't afford things or you won't be able to do things because of the price of things. And, it's the stress of, do I not work and take that vacation to lose out on that money? Like those kinds of trade-offs. Mm-hmm. Does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah.
Where she my sister Deanna, she makes a very, very good salary. And even for her, she has a house and she has 2 kids and cars and all that stuff that comes with being a mom and a wife. And she's like, it's expensive. Everything is expensive. Even for me, things are expensive. And I have to second guess and make sure every financial decision is the right one to make.
Yeah.
So and Coachella's expensive as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
Those tickets, like I would never in my life pay that much money to go to Coachella.
I mean, I think it's not for everyone. I think it used to have the... this is cool, this is trendy.
Yeah, and it doesn't have that anymore.
And it doesn't really have that
It lost
anymore.
that.
It doesn't mean that people don't love it. I have one guest that has rented it 3 years in a row. He loves it, and he is so dedicated to it. And there's just not enough people like that in order for me to...
It got a little too commercial, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which is, we respect that, like... A festival, the whole point of a festival is for profit, right?
Yeah.
But the cool factor
got
got lost somewhere along the way.
It's weird. I think the abundance of the show of wealth is not as popular as it used to be. I think one thing that was really weird for me was Nobu was a restaurant there this year.
Yep, I did see that on Instagram.
And I'm just like, that's so tone deaf. in so many ways.
But it's so not Coachella at all.
Right,
It's
yeah.
so...
It's just very, like, Nobu is a very high class, you have money type of
There's
thing.
all, I mean, yes, there's also a Nobu at the at that tennis.
Which makes sense.
I just thought about that. They're right next to each other, but in terms of branding, you're saying it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
which
sense
I would agree
for
with.
Coachella. And I think it's like, I understand what they're trying to do, and I'm sure it was some sort of like VIP experience thing.
Partnership,
whatever.
whatnot.
Sure. I just think that their bread and butter as a festival is these GA tickets. I think they are very much
Crucial.
Neglecting that group.
And they're like taking shit away from them.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
The way you pay more for a GA ticket and you get less. And then I guess the camping situation, which is also
getting in. I saw that.
A huge part of that whole experience was absolutely terrible. I guess it was short-staffed.
It's like very Burning Man-y.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, Coachella is supposed to be like run like an iron ship type of thing.
At this point, it should be. At this point, you should absolutely know what you're doing, and it should be a well-oiled machine and no mistakes. It's weird for it to be in this year's iteration, so many years
having the kind of problems that it had.
Weird.
Yeah.
It was like very out of pocket for Golden Voice, because Golden Voice
has their shit together.
We thought.
Yeah.
And that was sad to see.
Yeah, and I think that is a huge, because it's like you start off with a GA ticket, doing your camping pass or whatever. You're like in your 20s.
It's a gateway.
Yeah, you have to make sure that experience
is
going well,
or it's special. You know,
at least like livable and not so terrible type of thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they won't come back to pay for the VIP tickets or the $5,000 AA passes or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to treat those GA people right.
So that you get them now.
So you get them now, and you have them. They keep coming back or whatever. Like, I think my guests that go every year, they're not in the industry, but they're in industries that pay them well, and they pay for those. They pay for my house. They never bat an eye for what I asked to charge them. You know,
they're dedicated to the cause. So treat them well.
Dedicated. They're like so into it, but they also they get nice passes for themselves. They know what they're doing and all that stuff. Yeah. But at some point, they started in that GA section or whatever. They're our age. It's just like they're neglecting the younger people with no money, and I don't see it going well.
It'll be, I feel like it's been on the decline for a few years now.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. I want to say somewhere along the Ariana Grande year that she headlined, and I love Ariana Grande, this is no shade to her whatsoever, is when it started to change. To change into, I don't know, you went to Coachella to see such a array of artists, and now it's a lot of different but similar, where before it was different. Mm-hmm. Right? You had your metal, you had your rock, you had your EDM, you had your hip hop, you had your rap, you had your pop, you had your alt, you had it all, and now it just kind of feels like one.
Yeah, and I think that I love working in the music industry, and I love working on artists and all of that, but it's also testament to like the way the music industry is run and how artists are, making their money, and how late it's all kind of a mess right now. Yeah. So I think it's time to at least take a break from it.
The music industry or the house?
The house.
Okay.
So it's either going to be rented for like a year or...
But wouldn't that be better though? If it was rented for the year? Because then it's like consistent.
do you
know what I mean? There's like at least 1 year is kind of like off your back.
Yeah.
And
so I think that's kind of
you can hands off for 12 months. That seems like.
Yeah, exactly.
No, is that good or is that bad?
No, I want it. I think it's just I don't make as much during the months, but I'm not. It might still okay. Let me back up. If I rent it to someone on a month-to-month basis, I make less money over the month, but at least I won't have to deal with it.
Right.
I'm only dealing with one person over the course of a year. I might make a little bit more money if I sell it, if I rent it to a corporate company, because they would essentially take my house and turn it into an Airbnb with their licenses,
Then
the
like
licenses that I don't have.
the profit gets smaller, I'm assuming. Or no, go
I
on.
just
Sorry.
don't.
Go on.
I just don't have any. I don't have to deal with it. There's people.
I see.
The reason why Airbnb is profitable is because it's, it's short term. You don't have as many protections for the people that are coming into your house.
Okay.
So you're dealing with the risk that comes with a different set of people every
Weekend,
month.
potentially.
Well, for me, it's like every month because I have a midterm rental thing.
Okay.
And I've had really terrible renters, and they've been in there for like 2-3 months and then absolutely trashed the house. And so there's the risk of with Airbnb with short-term rentals, and this is why it's so expensive too, is that short-term rental people, there's a higher turnaround, and these short-term rental people, I was renting another house in LA that did have a short-term rental license, and so many things can happen in such a short amount of time. And it's like someone's there for 2-3 days, and then all of a sudden like 10 things are broken. And so there's just a lot of risk involved.
Sure. High risk, high reward.
High risk, yeah. It's a high risk, high reward type of thing.
It's a pain in the ass though to deal with like a punch hole in the wall or a broken cabinet door.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
like shattered glass or just something. You're just like, fuck, man.
Yeah. And with that house, I wasn't necessarily in full control over it. So I would have to wait for the owner to, tell me what to do and how to handle the situation and things like that. And so it's just, I took on that project because he was traveling and in a completely different time zone. And so it's not like an easy industry to be in. And I think that I keep getting fed all of these like ads of like, make all this money with Airbnb and short-term rentals. And I'm just
literally
like,
in this is all a
I'm
scam.
like, I'm in it. And I'm like, you guys are a bunch of liars. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is all a scam.
Yeah.
It's just not like, it's not as easy as people think. And I think even with as much knowledge as I had going into it, again, family and real estate and that sort of thing, having it in a background in hospitality and entertainment and all of that, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Obviously I'm like spent.
Yeah. But like I kind of, if you were to get rid of it, that's not a bad thing. No. Because I feel like that would relieve you of so many. I would feel like stress.
I feel like I would have my freedom again. That is like so
crucial to being alive right now.
Yeah.
Is like as little stress as possible.
Yeah. I think I'm over. I think I'm not saying I'm over it, but it hasn't gone the way I had hoped.
But but you tried.
I tried.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is like you tried. If it doesn't work out and it's not going to work out, you can walk out of this unscathed. Yeah. Financially, which is kind of like, you know what I mean, the best outcome possible. Yeah. Or at least you're not losing anything, and you could get back what you put in. Yeah. And then you can walk. You can really walk away like you pull the guillotine, and everyone goes their separate ways.
Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah. So we'll see.
And then you take that fucking money, like do it again somewhere else, or don't do it at all, or put your money into lemon trees.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? I think what I want really is like a duplex in Long Beach. Rent out one and then live in the other.
That's what Michael and Anthony wanted to do for the longest time. And then I told them, I said, why don't you guys get a duplex somewhere in LA? Mm-hmm. And I will rent whatever the duplex part of it is. I will gladly be your tenant in the back. Yeah. Like, no questions asked. Yeah. And they were looking, they were so expensive here. That
it's really
financially
expensive.
Didn't make sense. And I was like, well, fuck, there goes that.
I mean, it's really expensive, and, we'll see what happens. The trend right now is to basically buy a house and build an ADU in the back, which is an additional dwelling unit. To rent. And then you rent that out. So I kind of want to do that. So I don't know. My girlfriend has got like a nice job and
And she's a homeowner too.
No, she's not.
Renter. Fierce.
She's a renter, but her rent is expensive, and she's tired of it. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much of my paycheck goes to this apartment. And I think more recently than before, it's really starting to it's like a dagger in my heart every first of the month when I have to hand that money over. I'm like, fuck, it's so expensive to be in this apartment.
Yeah. And
Thomas and I have already discussed moving in together. This lease isn't up until March of next year. So I have a year, basically, or 10 months left in here. And I asked him, would he live in this building? And he said yes. Mm-hmm. And, to have like 2 income, or like, I asked him, like, what is your max rent? And he told me, and I said, what's crazy is that would relieve me of so much money for a bigger apartment here in this building.
Yeah.
But I alone, it's a hard hit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. But I'm really starting to feel it with just how expensive everything else is. Mm-hmm. You really start to like add up the dollars and the fucking pennies and nickels and dimes to everything, and you're like, shit, this is a lot of money going out.
Yeah. I mean, California real estate, particularly in these type of buildings, is really, really difficult because they can fluctuate so much.
Yeah.
I think you went from paying like your first year you were paying something, and then the next year they tried to raise it like 20% or something like that.
It's 20. It was like close to 30%, which was fucking nuts. And they
Yeah.
were allowed to do it. They were legally
allowed to do it because of the way that
the laws are set up.
The laws are set up to encourage new construction. It makes sense. They're trying to make as much money as possible and to justify making a huge building in such an expensive area.
Yeah.
Whatever was here before was probably, I don't know, a third of the units that.
It was a Trader Joe's.
It was a Trader Joe's.
That was it, with a big parking lot. All of this was a parking lot with a Trader Joe's in the back of it. Yeah. And then when they like tore it all down, and that's why Trader Joe's is where it's at.
Yeah.
Because then that was the agreement. Like, we want to stay here, but how do we build around Trader Joe's?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, I think like it's good that you have more units, and especially in a very populated area like LA. The drawback,
make them less expensive.
Yeah.
Fuck,
the drawback is that like
price.
Yeah, just the price point and the way that they can fluctuate with the market and all that stuff. And people can negotiate, I think there's different, I think there's a lot of people leaving LA, so there might be a way to negotiate, getting a bigger place or paying less when you live in a complex like that.
Yeah.
With theoretically, like, if the market takes a turn, you could negotiate for rent to be 30% less or something to go with the market, or you just threaten to leave. But it's like every building is different. Every corporation is different. Like, this is obviously like a corporate owned entity building sort of thing. And there's different tax deductions for empty units, which makes it, which gives the building owners more leverage to keep unit prices high. But again, like, all of that is just
bullshit.
It's just bullshit that you have to deal with when you rent and all that. And buying isn't great either. You're on the hook for everything. And maybe there's, you have a steady mortgage, but then you might have an HOA that goes from
which are nuts.
Yeah.
Which can be
just as much as the mortgage payment,
which is
or
like,
more.
No, I'm not fucking doing that so someone can cut my lawn. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And trim my bushes.
Yeah.
And like, you're not allowed to do this and that. No, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So it's just between a rock and a hard place type of thing.
Like, you're fucked either way.
Yeah. So homeownership
okay,
is
that's
interesting.
great. Well,
anyway, that's a long tangent.
No. Don't buy a home. Don't live in an apartment.
Yeah.
Live under the 405.
Exactly.
That is the way to go.
Honestly.
On a lighter note. On a lighter note, I bought Birkenstocks.
Yes.
They're on
Are
my
these
feet.
them? Okay.
They're on my feet. I don't know. Can we see?
Very
These.
cute.
Okay, hold on. These were so controversial because I found them on the Birkenstock website, and I was like, they're kind of ugly, but they're kind of cute. They kind of look like Jesus sandals, but I'm kind of into that. And I didn't want the normal one, the Arizona ones with the 2 straps, because I was like, everybody has those. I want to find something that's just a little different. And when I took a survey for a month of just my family, my sister said, absolutely not, you're fucking crazy. My mom said yes. Thomas said, they're cute, get them. Jake said, don't you fucking even dare. I went to work. Yeah. I took 20 different people's opinions. And then finally, one day I woke up and I said, fuck, I'm buying these sandals. I'm buying these overpriced chanclas. I want them. I got them. I love them so much. I'm mad that it took me a month to get them. I love them so much. And Thomas was like, you're such a freak, Kevin. Why don't, like, it takes me so long to buy anything these days that at some point he was like, Kevin, I'm tired of hearing about this. Just fucking buy them or don't, but shut up about it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. But I really wanted them for Austin. I'm going to Austin. I'm taking him to Austin next weekend.
That's lovely.
For his birthday was this week. So we kept it really cute. He came over. I got him roses and a card. And then I took him on a romantic date to Fatburger.
Love that.
Because we're going to Austin. In Austin, I cover the flights and the hotel. That was like kind of my happy birthday, you know?
Yeah.
To him, and yeah, we go next week for the weekend, for Memorial Day weekend.
That's lovely.
It's gonna be hot as fuck. It's like in the 90s every single day, which
yeah.
You know, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be me in these Birkenstocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's our first trip together, so we'll see how it goes.
That's nice.
Hopefully, well. You know what I mean?
I mean, traveling is definitely a test.
Oh yeah, you want to talk?
I'm
talking. Shit. Yeah, let's talk about traveling together, Nicolette.
So I'm spoiled. I'm well aware of that.
Wow, this is great. This is like going in deep. This is deep.
My girlfriend really likes camping, and she likes cooking. She likes doing all these different things, and I love like watching her do that stuff. And I really want, even though I have my reservations about camping, I'm not experienced in it. I've only gone like 3 times, really.
Okay.
So this was like, and it's been years since I've actually slept in a tent. And so this was basically like my first time doing this.
Sure.
It did not go well. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a test of our relationship.
Yeah.
And we're okay now.
Are you okay? Are you like shitting in the woods?
No, there's bathrooms.
Okay, but you're in a tent, like a
tent.
proper tent on the ground with like the grass and leaves underneath you, and the only thing like, between you is like plastic.
See, and this is where like I came off as really bad, is because she had a mattress. It was above the ground. It was on this like little cot thing, but it was also, there was like an inflatable mattress. We brought her dogs, and one of her dogs is a 2-year-old pit bull, and I just didn't feel, I'm very attached to this dog, and I felt really weird about leaving him in the apartment for 4 days, basically by himself. Obviously he'd have someone coming to walk him and give him food and all that stuff, but essentially by himself for 4 days.
Okay.
And so it was kind of at my insistence that we bring him.
Is that where it started to go wrong?
It was one of the reasons.
Go on.
It was also really, really cold the first night, and I did not pack accordingly. And then I also made the mistake of agreeing to work because getting work has been so difficult for me. I also, I I felt like I couldn't say no, and I was dealing with the print deadline, so I had to work those particular days.
Sure.
So I made a lot of mistakes in going into this trip. I did not realize how hard it would be on me and how much of a terrible mood it would put me in. And we were in Idlewild, which is about an hour from La Quinta. So I ended up leaving after the first night and going to La Quinta to work for that full day to get that over with, because I had said yes to too many things. So I left her.
Okay.
I mean, she was there with her friend, so it's not like she was by herself.
Sure.
But,
my
that was
my heart is breaking for you in this story.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad.
Okay.
I came back the next day.
Okay.
We've talked about it since.
And you're fine.
We're fine now. I'm never being invited to a tent camping trip
in
the
future.
The best.
It's for the best. It's for the best.
It
Look,
was pretty bad.
And
it's completely my fault, because I was always upfront with her about, like, I'm not into camping like that. And she's like, it's not a deal breaker. You don't have to come. But I wanted to like it. I wanted to be into it.
Well, you wanted to be that media naranja, that like perfect match.
Yeah.
When it comes to the hobbies that she likes.
Yeah.
Because Thomas likes horror films, and bitch, I'm not doing that. I tried, and I totally get it. Where I was like, I'm gonna have to just like you're gonna do this by yourself or with your friends.
She likes horror films too.
They can go do that shit together. Yeah. We can do this while they go do that.
You guys go see one.
I did Nosferatu. Honora wasn't a horror film, but I hated that. And then we watched Sinners, which was fine. I didn't love it. It was okay.
I want to see that one though.
I think you would like it. It's a modern revamp of like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
But I liked From Dusk Till Dawn better. But it's good. I would recommend it.
Yeah.
If you want it's not super scary, but at some point I got over it, and that's normally what happens, because then I start looking at my phone at the time, and then he's like, "You don't like it, huh?" And I'm like, "No." But to go back to your point, I hear you. And I'm sorry that happened.
Trying to like
but
something.
Maybe camping's just not the thing.
No,
I'm not a camper. I don't want to go camping. Don't do that to me.
No, we go to the driving range a lot, and that was I will start something new that I'm not totally interested in, and then I'll become interested in it after I do it a couple of times. I don't think that
this is gonna stick.
I don't think I can do that with camping. It's too risky. It's just too.
You gotta bring too much shit.
You have to bring everything. You have to set everything up. You don't necessarily know what the weather conditions are gonna be.
I feel like I'm gonna get murdered in the woods or wherever the fuck it is.
Too.
And that
she's gotten me into she's gotten me into true crime and murder mysteries and stuff like that.
Girlfriend, this is where you got it wrong. This is where you fucked up. I'm gonna put this on you now. No, okay.
That was going through my mind because I had just listened to a podcast about a guy that would target people that
kill
would
women
camp
in the
and stuff.
Why?
I'm just
no. But see, no.
So it's not.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's not part of our relationship, and that is okay. I think she really, really enjoys solo camping, and she would much rather do that than bring me along, and that is absolutely okay. But we had to go through this trip in order for all of us to figure that out.
That's okay.
I'll stay home with the dogs. Well, one of her dogs really loves it.
Oh, so she can take that one.
Take that one.
I'll take the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. I'm not camping. I'm not built for that kind of survival.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I grew up in doing that sort of thing, I could learn to like it or whatever. I'm good on boats. I love a boat. I know how to
do you like staying on a boat?
I've done it before. It's
okay.
It was okay. But I just love, I know how to use, that's the kind of, I'm not saying that that's camping, but that's, the closest thing that I've experienced, or it's where we go to, not a great hotel, but, handling the boats, making sure the boats are good for everybody to ride,
right.
Driving the boats and all that stuff. That's the kind of thing that I like to do. That's the most outdoorsy thing. And then there's skiing, which is, a very individual sport sort of thing. But it's
But you go back to a cabin.
I go back to
a
room, whether it's a shitty hotel or a cabin or something. I don't go to, a tent.
I don't know how you did that.
I really wanted to do it.
I've only gone camping.
Like it.
I only gone camping once with my family, and my dad and I lasted one day, and then we came back home. I was like, I hate this. This is so nasty. And he was like, get the fight. We're getting out of here, Kevin. I was like, okay. It was in Kern County.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good place to camp. And
we're gonna switch the cards out or the batteries. All right, we're back.
We're back.
Nicolette, continue.
Okay, so I did end up coming back
from La Quinta.
From La Quinta, and it was a 3-night trip. So I did 2 out of the 3 nights, and the second night that I did was a lot better. It got a lot warmer. Was able to sleep the whole night. So that was like kind of my redeeming thing. I did do some hikes while I was up there.
I hate this so much for you. I hate camping.
The hikes were great.
So much. Yeah, but you can do that without camping.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, it was not my best work.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I've had those moments recently.
Yeah. I feel really bad about it, but we've talked it through. And she came with me to my cousin's graduation on Saturday.
That's sweet. Okay.
So that was yesterday. So she got to meet my dad's side of the family, which was fun.
They're the super conservatives, right?
No. They're easier for me. I won't say what religion they are, but I was never baptized in it, so they're pretty much, their stance is that like you were never baptized in this religion, so we don't have an opinion on that.
Oh, that's kind of fierce though.
Yeah.
They're excused from it all.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, it's still weird for them because they are conservative and they do have their points of view and things like that. And a lot of those people, I probably have never been around a gay person or a gay couple.
That they know of.
Because
they have.
Well, they've been around me. I've been gay this entire time, but I just didn't tell them. Yeah. And I've never brought someone around them.
Isn't that so terrifying? Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Like, especially, I have had 3 white boyfriends in a row. Mm-hmm. That could easily just be the same one. Do you know what I mean?
You have a type.
I didn't know I had a type until Thomas, I forget who it was. Somebody was like, so this is your type. Chris, my sister, Natalie's husband, my oldest sister. Mm-hmm. He was like, you really have a type. I'm like, damn. But like bringing anybody around your family that isn't your family. Yeah. Like showing up to a party or like, I don't know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, like with your sister is one thing. When it's your significant other or the person you're dating, you just have that like pit in your stomach of like, fuck, this has to go well. Because if it doesn't, you gotta go. No. I mean. But it's terrifying.
It's not, terrifying. I don't have that kind of, it's not, it wasn't a part of my family that I was really concerned about, if that makes sense. Sure. There were some people, was concerned about my grandma and all that, but I don't really want to talk about that. Okay. It's just everybody. It's like my dad's side of the family. I love them to death, but if they don't want to talk to me, I'm fine with it. If that makes sense. I see. Yes. And I'm just sort of like, I've gotten to this point, and I'm kind of like that with my mom's family too. But I think it's like, I'm so much more involved with my mom's family. I was more raised in that religion than I was my dad's side of the family. Sure.
You're less inclined.
I'm less inclined.
You lean less that side of the family. Yeah, exactly. That's fair.
She hasn't met my mom's side of the family yet, and they're the ones that I'm more concerned about. Sure. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, I mean,
she's really easy. She's great.
She's so good at like.
She is really good at the introduction, like that first initial meeting.
Yeah. She's particularly with men because she's in a very male-dominated industry. She just doesn't let, She had a whole conversation with an uncle that I pretty much just avoid at all costs because he brings out the worst in me, and she handled him so well.
We respect that.
I was like, I had warned her about him,
and she's like, "Where is he?"
She's like. comes over, he doesn't just like, we're all sitting down. I introduce them and then we leave and we go sit and we got tacos and they had tacos. So we went to go sit down.
Ugh, love
He
that.
like loves to mess with me, or he just loves to go
Bust your balls.
Yeah, something like that. So he came right up to us and sat with us. And it wasn't, we had like 2 seats open in our table, and he was like the last person I wanted to sit there, but he sat his ass down.
Of course he did.
And they started talking,
and now they're besties.
Well, he said something along the lines of something to the effect of like, had to do with the vaccines and COVID, and he said something like, "Oh, I know, I'm smart. I studied biology. I know a little bit of biology." And she is a biochem major from UC Davis. And then she's like, "Yeah, I know a little bit about biology too." And it's like her real credentials basically kind of scared him away.
Well, he's like, I read an article.
Yeah. He's like I read an article.
I had COVID once.
Yeah, I had COVID once. He's like, he's an econ major. Like, you can't compete compared to someone.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is it? Don't compete where you don't compare.
Right, exactly.
Fierce.
And so she
Good for her, though.
Yeah, so she had no problem with him, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, instantly in a bad mood, instantly like hating him.
Turned off.
Yeah. And I'm just like, listening to her talk to him and deal with him, and I'm just like, yes.
Thomas he met my family for my uncle's birthday, and it went really well. It was the thing, that part, it was really hot that day, and everybody was outside. I don't play those games. So we were inside watching Underworld.
Oh, I love that movie.
Because I put it on.
Kate Beckinsale.
So
and that short
fierce.
bob. Oh,
so
love
fierce.
her.
And those giant fucking lips. And that, the Botox forehead to the, and that latex.
Yeah.
But the first one, anyways, he met everybody. He did great. But he is so personable. I am not. And I think that's why we get along, which is why I like, I have to consciously think of my first impression, where I feel like Thomas and your girlfriend don't. It's just innate. They don't. You get what I'm saying? They're just themselves, where I accidentally piss people off with the words that come out of my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same.
No, I know.
But sometimes it's intentional too.
No, but mine is like completely unintentional. I'm like, I'm trying to impress you, and I just it didn't come out. It didn't come out the right way, and now you hate me.
Yeah.
And now you're always gonna hate me because my first impression was shit.
Yeah. I mean, I try to make a good first impression.
That's everybody.
That's
not even like just family. I'm like sometimes my first impressions are not great, and because I get awkward, I get nervous.
You're a little bit of an acquired taste.
That's what I think. Okay, you're just confirming what I'm saying. I consciously try to not upset people, because I know that I can do that sometimes.
I don't feel that wasn't my first impression of you. I don't remember.
I love hearing Nico tell me about his first impression of me.
Yeah. What did he say?
He was just like, you seemed like you had it together. You were always so calm. Nothing ever fazed you. And I'm like, I have zero chill. I'm internally yelling at all of you. Yeah. And all I want to do is like jump off a fucking building to hear him say that. But my whole point is, it's more natural for them. For Tom, I'm talking for Thomas. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk for your girlfriend, but that's just how he is. This bubbly, friendly, approachable person and personality. Where I think immediately when I'm gonna meet his family at some point, I'm gonna be like terrified. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, don't say anything dumb, don't say anything rude or too slick or too smart or too witty, because that can be interpreted the wrong way. Yeah. I'm very conservative the first time I meet someone. Yes, I would agree. You're to yourself. To myself. I mean, the first time I met her sister's like really important to her. Sure. I was very anxious, but I think I did okay. I made them laugh, and I'm just like, okay, I'm okay. That one joke, you know what I mean? That one fucking joke, and you're like... Her sister laughed so hard at this one joke that I made, and I'm just like,
okay.
You're like,
Yay.
all right, I'm good. The comedy special is over. And I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I'm just like, all right, quit while I'm ahead. Let's go. But I think
But yeah.
I've gotten a lot better. I feel like I'm more comfortable in my skin than I used to be. And I think like, I just like meeting new people and going into new situations has always been difficult for me. But it's a practice. It's like a muscle.
Do you feel more at peace with yourself because you are living more in your truth and more honestly to yourself now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that for you.
I'm getting all emotional.
I know, because I just realized I'm like, this is new for you. And that is such a relief
Yeah.
on yourself, on your soul, on your spirit, on life, that you can just be, and like how happy that makes you being a free
Yeah.
person.
And like we did another episode earlier, but we didn't end up posting it because I've been, kind of off social media because I just wanted my own private cocoon sort of
No,
thing.
I
I didn't
totally,
want
yeah,
people,
totally understand.
I didn't want like outside influences.
Except for the lemons.
Yeah.
Come on, come
Well,
on.
the gardening thing is just, I mean, I started it by calling it like my anxiety garden. And
You should continue that.
no, I know. But the reason why I've kind of taken a different, I've been gardening since 2020, the pandemic or whatever.
The zucchinis.
Yeah. The zucchinis and the eggplants and all that stuff. Like, I've always had like an interest in it. But this year has been different because it's like literally the only thing that gives me like peace right now when it comes to
life,
politics, life, and all that stuff. And obviously my relationship has brought me a lot of peace too. And I have two gardens, one on her balcony and the one that I have at my mom's house, which is the one that I've been cultivating for the last 5 years.
That's the lemon tree.
Yeah, the lemon tree, yeah. That lemon tree was there before I got there, before we bought that house, but I'm just maintaining it and it's giving me all these lemons. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, it's working out, and I have this weird green thumb that I got from my grandparents. Not really my parents so much, but my grandparents. And so it's just this thing that I feel very connected to, like my heritage, my upbringing, and
the like generational passing down of skill and learnings of
And then it's like one of my favorite things to grow is peppers. And
you love a spicy motherfucking pepper.
Yeah.
You are out of your mind.
And so I grow so many peppers that I would give them away at like family get-togethers, and like I would be working cool projects for like experiential and music or whatever. But it never got as much attention as my peppers.
Well, maybe is that your next like segue? Maybe. Lemons, peppers,
yeah,
and bears. Oh my.
Well,
no bears.
I kind of fucked up my pepper plants because I switched everything. Well, I'm growing them from seed, and so my old pepper plants, I kind of killed them. So so I'm starting over with new pepper plants. So I'm not entirely sure what my yield is going to be this year, because they were really big last year, and that's why I had so many. So now I'm kind of starting over with that.
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah, but now I know more of what I'm doing, and I've never actually grown any of my plants from seed, and so I have like 3 that are grown from seed that are they're like this big right now. They need to be about this big, but
the pepper?
The pepper plants.
Oh. Like, I don't think a pepper that big before in my life, but sure, okay.
No, the pepper plants are like this big right now.
Sure.
2 inches tall-ish, but they need to be about 2 feet tall.
I mean, with the way prices are going, to start growing some plants and like shit out of this apartment.
Yeah. Do you want some tomato plants?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take some.
I have some that I can spare.
Yeah, I've lost control over here. I don't want to talk about plants. I don't want to talk. We talk about plants so fucking much. Well, is there anything else, my love?
Not really. I've pretty much updated you as much as I can.
It's been such a great conversation.
The relationship is really
do you feel stable? I feel stable. For once in my life, I feel this calmness, and it comes from Thomas.
I feel I feel like it's new for me,
Sure.
and I think I'm learning, but I feel like I've found someone that's letting me figure it out as I go,
Which is a huge
which is like a huge thing.
blessing, I would
Yeah.
say, for patience.
Patience. She's
That's
very patient with me.
that is
And I fuck it. I like I've we it hasn't always been easy. It's just such a new thing for me.
right.
And she's much more experienced with like the long-term relationships, particularly with women. And it's like kind of brand new for me, dealing with my family.
Just all of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
just all
you
of
kind of
it.
started a fresh chapter
Yeah.
of your life.
And
But
I think that
is
kind of like, oh, I also got in a car accident. So that was part of the reason.
What car are you driving now?
I'm driving a Camaro. It's a car my dad bought and he was going to sell. Then I'm just like, can I just keep it for a while until I can find
What color is it?
black? And it's a convertible.
Did you put the top down on the way here?
No, I've thought about it.
Oh,
But
okay.
I wanted to do it yesterday, but it was too cold. So I haven't done it yet, but I wanted it. I'm like, I want a convertible for the
That's so
summer.
like lesbian of you.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I love that though.
My dad is so surprised because he's just like, only girls have been reaching out for me for this car. I'm like, yeah, girls love a convertible. I don't think men in
Fully.
convertibles don't
In
really.
any like teenage
Yeah.
movie, it's always bitches in convertibles.
Yeah. So I get to have like my convertible summer. It's not really a long-term solution for me. I don't necessarily.
It's a summer solution.
Yeah, it's a summer solution.
That's so
Maybe
cool.
I'll have it for like
Drive
a year.
the fucking Camaro. It's paid off.
Yeah, but I want like another hatchback. But like losing that car, I had that car for 10 years. I was devastated.
I would, yeah. That car's really been with you for a while.
Yeah.
Since before we even met.
I got it like right before we met.
You were always the bitch with the Mini Cooper.
Yeah, I loved my Mini Cooper.
I know you did.
I was obsessed with that car.
No,
and when I lost it, I'm crying now.
That car.
I love that car.
Man, the places we went in that car.
That car got me through a very
10 years of your life.
Yeah, my 20s. That was the car of my 20s and a little bit the beginning of my 30s, I guess. So losing that car felt like a chapter closing.
Oh, fully.
At the same time, I'm starting this new relationship and like all of my.
What's crazy, and you will look. This is gonna sound so odd because it happened to me when. Like, you will remember this forever, but it's such a metamorphosis. Yeah. When I turned in my last car, I've told you the story. Yeah. When I went with my dad to buy the car that I have now, and I had the car before that you remember for 10 years, and I was freshly out of a breakup, and I remember I was like debating on getting this new car, and finally I was like, fuck it, I need something to like brighten up my life. So, and I could afford it. That's, most importantly. And when it came time to take the things out of, like, everything was done. The deal was signed. The contracts were signed. Like, that new car was my car. When I had to go to my old car and grab all of the items out of it, I was crying so hard, hyperventilating, to the point my dad, who's like very straight, not emotional, Latin Asian man, was like, we don't have to take this car, Kevin. You can keep your old car. I was like, no, that is not the point. I am walking away with this new car. Yeah. But the whole point of this is like something in the universe is like, it's time. Yeah. It's time. And I know that's not super helpful right now, but it will be sometime in the future.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I just wasn't ready to part with it.
No, I know. It's okay.
We'll see. This Camaro is kind of funny to me. It's
a great summer car.
Yeah. It's terrible on gas, which is not
You need to
great,
learn how to do like donuts in it.
No, I'm not going to do that. My dad just replaced because I'm not going to keep it that long, so he just replaced the tires. So I have to maintain it as much as I can.
Sure.
So.
That's so interesting to your dad with a Camaro.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It fits me. It's a black on black, another black on black car.
We love that combo. Love that combo.
Convertible.
with your bitchy sunglasses on and just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
driving
yeah.
down the
Good
405.
driving. No, not really. I would say PCH.
Or the PCH,
In Orange
yeah.
County, you know.
That's a cute whip to have though over
Yeah.
there.
In LA, I don't think I would put the top down so much. Just too much smog.
Sure.
So yeah, that's been my life in a nutshell over the last couple 6 months ish or so.
That was a solid recap of
Yeah.
everything going on. Well,
So
it's good to have you back.
of course.
You have to come back more.
Okay. Also, Kevin has been editing.
I know, this is why they're
episodes.
not as great. That's why they haven't been as great as when she does them. I'm sure you guys have been able to tell the difference. But we wanted to respect your space.
I
I took it over.
But yeah. You're doing a lovely job.
It's me and GarageBand
Also,
on a
I
Sunday
love
night, just,
I love it.
with headphones on. Oh shit, with headphones on, like matching up all the files and everything.
That's nice.
It's cute. No,
Yeah.
no.
You're doing.
It was something that it's something that I should have learned a long time ago, but
It's a good skill to have, and
it's
think
like, yeah,
I think it wasn't working out with my priorities, so I had to take a step back from
it's
it.
fine. It's total look.
Yeah.
Life happens, and I think your life was really lifing.
Yeah.
Much more than mine has, and that we all have to take time and space and clarity when we need it.
Yeah, and when I decided to come back, it's like, okay, I'm ready to talk about some stuff, but I need to live life for a little bit.
Okay. Are you gonna be coming back often?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll come back more.
I'll hold you to that then.
I think I needed a break from LA too, if I'm being honest.
Well, you seem, with everything that's happened there, you do seem very happy.
Yeah.
You seem happy, and you're creating your own little bubble.
Yeah.
And you're very happy in your bubble, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
I'm definitely so I spend more time in Orange County now
with her.
And there's this phrase of being in the OC bubble. I'm definitely in a little bit of a bubble right now, and I kind of need it. I needed it.
You need protection.
Yeah, I just needed to experience, I don't know, live life a little bit differently than I had been the last couple of years.
We've talked about, LA's different. We're just different here.
LA's just different here. LA's going through its own things, and I just don't think it's for me.
I think about moving out of here every fucking day.
Yeah.
Thomas and I talk about it. Where would you go? In my last episode with Alexa, she was like, you should come to New York. And I was like, it's hot as hell over there.
Yeah,
and
I can't see you in New York.
I could do everything except June, July, August. I can't fuck with that humidity.
I would say maybe get out of West Hollywood, but I don't know about leaving LA completely.
Yeah, but then where would I go?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Manhattan Beach. I would be okay with beach living.
I could see you being a West Coast boy, West LA type boy.
Well, I was. Culver City is West LA, no? You mean beach?
I mean by the beach.
Yeah, you mean the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot. We talk about it a lot because he could easily transfer his position out there. I don't have that much flexibility. We also talked about going to London. Yeah,
you did mention that.
Oh, it's scary.
Have you ever been?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it there. Yeah. I just feel like I'm in my own little bubble now too.
Yeah.
That it's harder to break that bubble because I feel so settled, and with Thomas even more so. I said this in the last episode. I feel so anchored.
I really have to meet him.
I can't believe you haven't met him.
I just I needed
the bubble.
A break.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Who has he met then?
He met Alexis.
He met Alexa.
Sorry. Has he met Alexis?
Michael and Anthony. No, he hasn't.
Okay.
He hasn't met her. He's met Michael and Anthony, Liz, Kevin, my family, all of them.
Jake?
Yeah.
That's funny.
They did meet each other briefly.
How funny.
Yeah.
That's a whole other topic.
It really is. We
Being
should talk.
friends
We'll wait for Jake's ass to come back out here, and we can talk about it. But it's our new life now. We talk about our relationships. It's really cute and weird, all wrapped into one. I know, but it was the natural progression of life. All right, I think we've talked enough.
We've talked enough. Yeah.
All right, Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Nicolette will be back. Oh my God, look how far. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.